And we're back. Missing Tala. She ran
She
away.
has been replaced with a sentient beanbag chair.
That thing is sentient and knows exactly how to make you feel good.
It does.
Oh my god, moving slow motion.
Also note that Jungos' donation put us on an exact dollar amount instead of it being an off dollar amount.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, that's pretty hilarious.
It's amazing.
Tala will now be played by a Spriggan.
Oh, fuck this. I'm out. Peace.
So, you all have your dinner. It's far better than you expected it was going to be, based on the condition of everything else you had.
What are you talking about? That cheese was fantastic.
Hugo is now in possession of a box about
Stomach
this size.
parasites.
I can throw it at an opponent and sicken them for one round on a failed save.
Yeah, there's
That
And-
on at
he has CR2 parasites inside of him as well. So
Yes!
his effective
I'm an experience
challenge
point pinata.
rating-
Beat me and level up.
his effective challenge
Alright,
rating
how
has
many
gone-
times? Is it more than 3?
You only have to beat me one, then I explode, and then you get more experience.
You just have to keep hitting him right in the internal organs with the right pressure
Yeah.
point, and eventually you'll get the XP from those tapeworms. So,
Oh,
dire
Jesus.
tapeworms. So he's got a box of cheese, and while
I got a box of cheese.
it's about this big, it's good enough. It's got a good 5 or 6 fistfuls of cheese in it. You're not sure you could call it cheese so much as slime, but it's cheese-like.
It's curd.
You realize that to some extent, you know what caused the genesis of American cheese.
It's wet cheese.
It's curd.
It's
Wet cheese.
wet, goopy, slimy cheese,
Wet
Ah,
and
can't.
moist.
which is the most
No, don't
perfect
do this.
thing because he can take his box of moist cheese and use it with the hardtack that he gives you to provision you for your 2-day journey.
Woo.
So he can be sitting there the whole time with a box of his wet, moist cheese and his hardtack and just dipping it in there.
Oh, heck
grossing
yeah.
you all out the entire
Absolutely.
time.
No, don't slurp it. Mm. Mm.
He also provides you with a little
Slurp.
bamboo straw.
So I can blow bubbles in it.
Oh, no. Don't.
Cheese
don't.
bubbles.
yeah.
So
This is most disturbing, my friend.
I'm gonna refresh.
okay.
It's so bad that she had to refresh.
She had to refresh and repress some things as well. So,
Sweet Jesus.
See if that's on. See it? There it is.
so you guys head out on your way.
Yep, I'm gonna go get some rest. Of
Next
course,
day,
after
Rana's-
cleansing myself thoroughly, because Rana wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
I have to prestidigitate my mouth. Minty fresh.
Y'all clean yourselves up. You have a nice sleep. Nothing happens on the night. It's all good. You end up going on the path that they point out to you, which is going to take you past where the Rovagog follower is. Was. Whatever's left of him might still be there. You're not sure.
However many gators it got split across.
So, did y'all decide to do anything with the cloak? It doesn't ping as evil to you.
I don't think anybody has identified, do we?
None of you have identified.
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I'm
And
checking
Paula, are
Hugo's
you-
stats just to see if he would be wary enough on it.
Are you sticking with your?
What does it look like? That's really important because I don't think I'm wearing a cloak.
Okay, it is.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a cloak.
It's a long black cloak,
Oh, I'm putting it on.
and it's reversible. On one side, it's got a sort of a furry lining on it. Roll. Does anyone have a praise?
Yeah. I have a -2 on it.
I have a +0.
Roll your praise checks.
Salbus apparently has a -4 to a phrase.
There we go.
You're like, that's a cloak.
That's damn fine cloak. I'll make myself look like a rich man with that.
You think that this is the finest cloak you have ever seen.
There.
Damn straight.
Okay. So Talo points out that it's, however it was crafted, it looks like on that one side that has the fur, that's more meant to be worn on the inside if it's cold, and on the outside if it's like rainy or anything. On the other side of it is that giant, nasty symbol of Rovagug. But it doesn't look like it was sewn into it. It looks more like it was cheaply painted on, and it looks like it was done by somebody who didn't really know what they were doing. So if you had to guess, you'd think that maybe he did it himself.
Okay. Well,
You
first
could
thing I do
probably-
is detect magic on it,
Okay.
and then I'm going to
Detect.
spellcraft it.
All right. One moment. Let me pull it up.
I can spellcraft check it if you want.
There is a. Is that your detect magic and spellcraft?
That's my spellcraft, my detect magic. The way it works is I can just spin a number of rounds on it.
So as you spend your time looking at it, you can feel that it's got.
Do you want me
Some
to try
form-
and help you out?
Not yet.
You can feel that it's got a faint abjuration magic to it, and it seems to be not really faint, but you can tell that it's at least something somewhat strong. And as you continue to examine it, you believe that it is some sort of. You believe that it is some sort of resistance spell has been cast on it.
Okay. Well, prestidigitation wand. Clean that stupid ass symbol off of there.
Alright,
Does that
so
work?
Rovagug symbol's gone. It
Okay.
does.
Then
It
yeah,
was-
I'll wear it.
As you use the wand, it sort of like sloughs off. It looks like just really cheap paint and stuff,
Yeah.
and there's just flecks of it all over.
Dumbass used mud to paint the cloak.
So, Hugo's going to go ahead and wear that.
Yeah.
All right. So I will just let you know when it takes effect.
Okay.
With that, you guys are going to go ahead, wake up. Do you have anything you want to do in the town before you leave? Or are you ready to go? What was that, Tom?
What did we have issues with when we were going to that swamp? I need a machete. If there's anything that, like, anybody that sells that kind of stuff here, probably
yeah.
machete. We've got the ropes. We've got manacles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Viago.
Are you going to take your ropes and manacles with you? Because
Absolutely.
last time you left them with your
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to take a pair of my masterwork manacles. I'm going to take one of my 50-foot ropes. I'm going to
Alright.
bring the crowbar. Yeah, definitely need a machete, and I know that Silverblood is probably our best chance at getting through any other kind of locks, so I'm going to see if he has the right tools for that. Out of character, I'm asking, do you have these tools, Silverblood?
Let me check. Let's see. No, I've only got, nothing.
Okay, so we're going to need to get you some thieves tools. If we're going to some old fort or something like that, probably going to have to pick some locks, and you can only really do that with thieves tools.
Mm-hmm.
Masterwork, if you can afford it with what we just got, we should be able to afford it no problem. If they've got it here, so that's the other thing.
So
On top of that, I'm also going to pick up, because I don't have it, a grappling hook that I can tie to the end of my rope.
So we'll go ahead and.
Hugo doesn't bargain, so whatever the price is what the price is. Just let me know what I have to spend.
All right.
At least for my stuff.
You're getting a grappling hook, and you're going to get a Masterwork Thieves tools.
Well, he's going to get the Masterwork Thieves tools. I'll get the...
You're just getting the grappling hook, right?
The grappling hook and the machete.
Alright, so it's gonna end up costing you 16 gold.
Okay.
But they actually tell you when you're looking at the machetes, they say, well, we've actually got, like, they've only got 1 or 2 machetes. It seems that they seem to prefer using a different one. It looks very similar to the machete, but it's curved, and they tell you that it's a kukri, and that they tend to use those because it's easier to get in like shorter places and smaller areas
He will
with
take
the
their
way that
advice.
the vines grow in the swamp, and it's actually 2 gold cheaper, so it ends up being 14 gold for you instead of 16.
Okay. So I will then buy a kukri. I'm going to buy 2 of those.
Okay,
That way I can hand one out if need be. to
so it'll
somebody
be
else.
22 gold total. They do have 1 masterwork one if you want it, but
No, that's fine.
they tell you that it should be fine. There's nothing.
We're not fighting with
least
them
as far
unless
as
we
they
absolutely
know about.
desperately need to. And if that's their trailblazer of choice in this area, they are the locals. So he's wise enough to listen to them.
The masterwork thieves tools will cost you 100 gold.
Is that cool, Silverblood?
That's cool, my friend.
All right. So just take that, I guess, out of our gold reward.
All right.
Yeah.
If that's easier, since that's already been or that hasn't been added to Hero Lab yet.
I will do so.
The stuff I got, I spent out of my personal wealth.
Tala, is there anything that you want to get before you leave the town? Any provisions you want to buy? Any items? Any tools? Not that Tala probably would, because she's, druid.
She is muted, by the way.
Oh, you're muted.
I was saying, no, not really. Someone needs something.
We just bought our stuff.
Okay. With that, you feel that you're pretty well prepared. They do tell you that you can probably take a mule with you if you wanted, but they don't recommend it because they said the mules like to sit off the crocodiles.
Yeah, from what we had gone through, it's easier on foot.
Yeah, there's no magical wares in the town, but if you recall, the councilwoman gave you as your upfront payment, she gave you a wand of Cure Light Wounds that had 25 charges.
Yeah, it still has 20,
I think you
22. I think
Yeah, I
22
think you
charges.
used so it's still got 22 charges on it.
Yeah.
But no, the town has no magical gear to sell you. In fact, if you've been using detect magic around the town, it really seems that the guard is the only one who has any sort of magic on, the guard captain.
Yeah. I'm relying on that just in case anything kind of falls back on the town. Having him here is about the best thing he can do.
When you looked at him, did you study?
I
all
can.
of these
I
things?
can. I mean, we're still in town, so I'll make a spellcraft.
Okay, when you
I'll just nonchalantly talk to him or something while he's doing his morning rounds or something like that.
So you see that he tends to patrol the town fairly often. So you're talking to him. You are standing there and you're looking at his stuff, and you definitely have no idea what his chainmail armor is that he's wearing.
Yeah.
But
the way that this works is I only basically get to learn the aura unless that was a low enough spell. That
It wasn't,
spellcraft.
so
Yeah, I didn't think so.
you can just catch a little bit of transmutation on it, but do you have constant detect alignment, or do you just have detect evil?
Let me see here. It is only detect evil.
Okay, so it doesn't ping as evil. His chainmail, you get a faint sense of transmutation magic off of it.
Okay.
And his weapon and shield, I had the links and I didn't copy them.
He's got change and magic on it.
So his mace is also too strong for you to really
Okay.
note, but his mace
Well, that would be a
has
separate
moderate.
spellcraft check
Yeah.
as well.
Okay. So you can roll against that if you want.
Say 21.
His mace appears to be. You're not sure what metal it's made out of, but with your detect magic, you can detect that it's got moderate transmutation on it. And as you recognize it, you can tell that it seems to have some form of disintegrate magic cast on it as well.
Oh,
I like your mace. Smack! Cast disintegrate. Well, shit. It's like somebody getting shot with Marvin Martian's laser.
Just the eyes stay.
Yeah, just the eyes stay. The rest is powder. All right.
Where was his shield?
Good. I'm glad he's staying behind then.
Are you going to make a check on his shield as well?
Yes. If I detect magic on anything there, I'll definitely make a check on it.
All right. So what he has,
Basically, sizing him up, seeing how well he can hold himself.
that is going to be enough. His shield has moderate evocation magic on it, and as you really focus on it, it spells that. Let me double check the spell level. So if it has multiple spells on it, you only get whichever one you actually succeeded high enough. But if
Right.
it has, but
Right.
if you went high enough to get both of them, you get both of them.
Right.
Okay, it appears that, and you actually recognize both of these spells as things that you have heard of and that you could probably have casted yourself. It has Daybreak Arrow and Tactical Acumen
Okay.
cast onto his shield.
Impressive.
And it is made out of light steel, and you notice that it has a sun motif on it.
He didn't know how to answer me on who he believed.
No, the sun motif looks old, battered,
okay.
just damaged on it. It's clear that this was not originally his shield. Like the whole motif looks really battle damaged.
Catacomb used shop.
Okay. Was there anything else in the town? As you're talking to him and looking at his stuff, he's sort of. Let me see if he has any real idea what you're doing there. He sort of seems like he probably knows what you're doing, but he doesn't seem to care. He believes that you guys are definitely as you say you are, and that you're helping out the town just because it's the right thing to do, and he's very grateful for that. And he starts to talk to you about things, and he says, "So if you're heading out to that old fort, I will let you know that the last we knew, there used to be a river that ran past it. But during that huge storm, one of the reasons that they couldn't use it very well anymore was because the bridge that went to it across the river got knocked out. I believe after speaking to the council, they had said they told you, but I just wanted to make sure. Aside from that, the river actually got diverted because of all the trees that fell, and it runs right next to the fort now. So if you're approaching from the way that they have you on the paths, you're going to have to find a way to cross the river." He says, "I have no idea how much of the river you're going to have to cross. It might be the entire thing. If it is, it's about a..." He says, "Last we knew, it was about a 60-foot wide river."
They only used a bridge. They don't ferry across it or anything. They don't need it for ferrying.
If there had been, the river didn't used to go that path. On the path it used to go on, yes, they did ferry across. But what he's telling you is that it got diverted during the storm. Last he knew, they haven't been out there in ages. He says that was what cut the fort completely off, and that they did use, to his knowledge, they did use a ferry to leave the fort for the last time when they did, but that it was extremely difficult and took 6 very strong soldiers to be able to keep from being swept away with the rapids of the river.
Okay. I did a quick knowledge religion check because I believe from the description that would be Seren, at least a version of her motif.
Yes,
Okay,
that's correct.
that's fantastic because she is also anti-Robogug. She actually battled against Robogug. So while this is all being said and stuff, he's going to take special note of the shield and just be like, "You hold a fine shield. May Serenre's blessing be upon you. We'll figure a way across the river."
He nods and says, "I'm sorry I can't be of more assistance."
Actually, let me see here. You wouldn't happen to know anybody who has a rowboat, would you? I was looking for a collapsible boat, but I doubt that they have that.
Yeah, they wouldn't have anything like a collapsible boat, but he thinks about it and he says, "Yes, I actually think we might. Some of the traders on their way through have been requesting it because we do have, while the swamps are a nuisance, many of the swamp trees, the wood that they give is extremely useful for building boats and things. And so we actually have a few that were being built. I'm not sure if any of them are done." He says, "Let me go find out for you."
Okay. So
And he heads off.
I'm also willing to
This
invest in. It'll probably take 2 rowboats for the lot of us to go.
well, this entire time, I don't know. Salvus is hunting mice, I guess, because I'm sure.
Yeah, I was
they've
walking
got it
around with the
you.
guard.
Yeah. So the guard had been on patrol just back and forth along the town as he was talking
Yeah.
to you. And he heads off to another part of the town to go check on things for you. As you're there, there's just the usual milling about of the town. Some people do, as they pass by, take note of you, but most of them are just focused on their tasks. Your
Tip my hat at each one as I go by.
As one of them goes by, though, he sort of pauses and looks at you. He just goes, "Oh, I hope they bless you," and says that. And you think about that for a second. And you're like, you didn't remember them saying anybody in the town was before you got here.
Mm-hmm.
But this goes to show, well, your monastery is doing something right.
Yeah. He smiles and says, "May the blessings of Iomide be upon you as well."
So it takes about 10 minutes. The guard captain comes back.
Tala's just trying to keep up with Salvus, but,
Yeah, tiny short legs. Can't keep up
she
with a
doesn't want
tiger.
him getting into trouble.
Wait!
So the guard captain comes back and he says, "Yes, we have 4 rowboats ready, but 3 of them are spoken for. And they said we would be happy to let you borrow one if you can bring it back in one piece. You won't have to pay for it, otherwise we would need payment." And he says, "The other ones are already paid for, but
Well,
it's possible you could make a deal with them. I'm not certain. We have enough wood to make more, but the merchants are supposed to be here within the week."
I'd actually like to get a talk in with the folks that are building these boats, if you don't mind, leading the way for me. I just need to know their opinion first. I wouldn't want to waste their time or ours if these boats couldn't handle the rapids.
All right, so he tells you that you should probably go over and talk to the folks near that outlying farm. That's where.
Morning,
Bill
sweetheart.
goes.
She seems
As
to
the
just
rest of your party wakes up,
Yeah.
Silverblood snaps to. There are 2 strange women in his bed. He's not sure where they came from.
He realizes that it's actually just one strange woman with 2 heads.
Oh, Jesus.
Roll initiative. It's an N.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so wander.
let me pull you all together
Okay.
and copy you all over.
Oh.
You troublemakers.
Are we actually rolling initiative?
No, no. He's pulling us over to the
Only you are.
boat crafting people.
You were the only one in the room with him. All right. So the guard leads you over. It's the same farm that some people had been abducted from before.
Yeah.
He takes you over and he says, "Just a moment, oh. It's in here." And he knocks on the door.
Farm with the fat
his-
horse.
He sort of knocks. Yeah. He knocks on the door with his mace a little bit. And somebody comes over and opens the door. Oh, good evening, Cliff. Whoa.
Evening.
I don't know. Good afternoon, or good morning. Good morning, Cliff. Whoa, where did that? Oh, it's
It's just a gnome.
the little ones, Tiger. Yes, you were here the other day. Yes, come in. Yeah, he beckons you all inside. The guard captain just sort of stands in and moves off to the side and rests up against the wall for a moment. He gestures for you all to take your chairs and he says, "So, I'm guessing from Clarence's information here that you gentlefolk have some interest in our rowboats."
Yes. Well, first and foremost,
Yes, his name is Clarence.
do you reckon that these boats can handle those rapids? I plan to deploy a little further upstream than I intend to arrive at, and I wouldn't want to waste our time if these boats can't handle a little bit of bump and wave.
He gives a little laugh at that. He says, "Well, how good are you at, rowing the boat and keeping it from hitting any rocks?"
Well, I reckon I'm pretty shit at it. So I want
might
to make
have
sure
some
I can hit a couple of rocks first.
He says, "Well, if you're going to hit every rock, you're definitely going to want some other way to cross. But if you can do your best to avoid most of them, you shouldn't have too much of an issue." And it says, I believe that the ferry might still be there. They just simply left it. I mean, they weren't going to carry the bloody thing all the way back. Are
Have you
Silverblood
been
and
by this
Rana still
river?
hanging out inside?
Yeah, are y'all outside or what?
Yeah, I'm following you.
Well, I'm inside talking to this guy. I can't move
Did you
yet, so
use Silverblood for Hugo?
there we go.
Fixed.
Silverblood appears.
Well,
So he says, yes, we used to use the river to move much of the timber and lumber when we were lumberjacking afar before the kidnappings happened. Not at that particular area, but we used to float the logs down the river to
All right.
head towards the next destination and such.
About
towards the salt.
how tall are the trees right there by the shore?
Oh, well, there are some very massive ones, but we took out most of the largest ones that I knew of. You don't mean along the river as it is. You mean over at the fort, don't you? Yes.
Well, to get
Sorry,
across the river.
He thinks about that. He says,
He's trying to hint at he wants to chop one down, let it fall, and walk across it.
That's why he's in thought about that, and he's like, there should be some tall enough to get across the river, but you'd have to be very good at making it fall in the right way, and hope that it doesn't catch water. It's quite fast over there. It's on a
Well, I'm good at hoping.
continuous slope. So, as I spoke to our dear God Captain about, we'd be happy to lend you one of the rowboats. It is a sturdy boat. And he goes, and there are only the four of you and the tiger, yes?
Yes.
Oh, but
There's no
you're
way
the
we could
ones.
all fit in that one.
And he's like, you're also the ones trying to bring back the kidnapped ones if they're alive.
Correct.
The guard captain, he sort of share a look, and it's, give me a sense motive.
I can do that. No, 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 no. Mine's a +5.
Mine's plus 15.
Well, Lottie freaking da.
You can tell that he has.
I just rolled wrong. Oh, wait, no, I didn't.
Hugo can tell he has zero belief that any of them are alive. He thinks they're all dead. He thinks this is stupid. He thinks that this is a fool's errand. He thinks this is completely pointless.
Good.
But he doesn't care. Because he's like, well, I might get a boat sold out of it. You can also tell that he, while he does want to sell the boat, he seems to be telling you the truth as best he's able to.
Okay. Well, I'm going to offer to pay 100 gold up front for 2 boats. There's no way we can fit all of us in one boat.
He looks astonished at that. And he just immediately says, well, I guess we're going to have to get work on another boat for the buyers then. And he says, absolutely.
All right. Glad we could reach an agreement.
And he says, you're just going to be carrying them yourselves?
Yep, looks like that's what we're going to have to do. It'll be a little bit of a
Right.
hauling, but, you know.
Yeah, he says, if you think you can get through the swamps with a mule, I'd be happy to supply you one. If you bring him back in one piece,
I can't
no
promise that.
charge.
I'd rather just, I think between Silver and myself here, we can carry a couple of rowboats.
All right. She says, very well. So he's
Do they
happy
come
to
with oars?
Of course, I'm not going to give you rowboats with no oars, but really the oars are probably not going to do you as much good in some of the areas as poles will.
Yeah, I
I'll
was just gonna.
include poles as well.
I was just planning on keeping ourselves from hitting rocks. That's the river carries us where it wishes to.
Can we get pirogues?
That's the same thing, really. We're getting rowboats. So
I know the same thing.
it's about the same thing. by Pathfinder definition.
Yeah.
By Pathfinder definition. Like the only thing that's a made item is a rowboat or canoe in Pathfinder.
And he would much rather have money in his pocket now than hope and wait that they're definitely going to bring it to him. So he's more than happy to take your gold. As
Like
soon as you
they
give
only
it to
have
him,
one
he
type
takes
of boat here.
As soon as
Yeah, it's fine.
they've only got the one. Because the only reason they have these at all was somebody put in an order for them.
Yeah, bless you.
So he goes ahead and he says, I'll have them bring them to you immediately. And the guard captain goes ahead and says, seems everything's set here. And he says, I'll be on patrol, and heads off.
Okay.
So they take you outside. They go and guide you over to where one of the carpenters is working on another boat. And he just says, good news! You're not done yet. And the carpenter just goes,
That's fine. I'm gonna step on out.
so they go ahead and they sort out your boats. And you guys are going to get to walking. Since you're not taking a mule, the trip was initially going to take a day and a half. Are you willing to get fatigued on your journey?
No, basically what I'm gonna do is just tie the
I
rope,
don't get fatigued.
tie some of our rope to the canoes, and kind of just drag them along.
So, yeah, but that'll take a lot more effort than just walking.
So one of the things that I'm going to do is this is going to allow me to carry a little bit more too, since it's dragging. So I'm willing to spend more time, but what I'm going to do is also put backpack, bedrolls, tent, and another rope inside the canoe that I'm carrying.
All right.
That way we just have a little bit of extra supplies.
Yeah. So
Just in
instead of
case.
taking about a day and a half to get there, that's going to take you just shy of 2 days.
Okay, everybody else okay with that time?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. And Silverblood, are you cool carrying the other canoe the way I'm carrying mine?
Yep.
The good thing about this
It's
is
no
that
task.
we can walk while in our gear. So if we're caught unaware, we can just drop the rope and do whatever instead of having to deal with backpack on us and everything.
Passive perceptions.
What's that?
Hard to do that with your passive perception being 26.
Right?
You're welcome.
Damn druids. So So you guys go ahead and you get on your way.
I'm making a bet to myself as how far Viago can drag the boat by himself.
It should be just fine. He's not carrying a whole bunch of stuff in his.
Yeah.
Until
It's-
Salvus decides to climb in it and take a nap.
Stupid cat, get out of my boat.
That's when we stop
So-
and camp.
I've had enough of
Every
this.
hour and a half.
It appears that they
This is
carry
bullshit.
about 3 passengers max, and that would be medium-sized passengers.
Right. Yeah, so in
That
mine it'll
includes-
be
that includes 1 driver, so 3 total.
yeah, that'll be me, Rana, and Stuff, and in the other it's Cat, Tala, and Silverblood, plus their items.
I mean, together they would make a medium creature.
Yep.
Okay, so you
Together-
guys
together they make a
start
large
your
creature.
way.
kind of.
Oh, yeah.
It took
Kind
you
of.
about half a day last time to get to where you are now, after about 2/3 of your day.
As we go by these gators, I tip my hat to them because I fed them. We should be friends now.
You recognize the area. The crocodiles don't seem to bother with you. It's getting a little late.
They get excited. Ooh, another person to be. Yay!
You do remember though that you're going to have to cross this bridge, this old rickety bridge, and you've got your rowboats. However, you look around and you remember how many crocodiles there were last time, and you can spot all of them this time because you're
Okay.
specifically looking for them. You knew where they were, and you look around and you think, "Well, look, there's one over there." You look back here. Well, if I can find the other ones. I think I deleted one of them. There's the one who's just chilling next to the nest. He doesn't seem to care. He's asleep. And then there's the female one just floating lazily. All you see are the eyes. They blink at you, stare. You think you might be able to drag the boats across there long enough that they should hit the boards and not fall through. So
Is
if
this
you do it,
is there a spot that I could kind of cross in the low water here, or is that water too deep?
well, it's a boat. You can cross. You'd be in about waist deep water if you wanted to cross right here.
What about right there?
You'd
That
s-
looks pretty darn shallow.
if you went
Well,
on
it's up
that
on what
line,
he says though.
Yeah, if you went on that line right there, you would have to take a few steps in about waist deep water.
Mhm.
But you see that the other alligators, or the other crocodiles, damn it, now you got me saying
Yeah, he's
that.
calling them.
Gators are
He
better.
calls them gators because he
Okay.
doesn't know.
Gators are better.
He doesn't get it.
The crocodiles seem to not be caring about you. You know that they just had a nice meal. And you can still see that his tent and his campfire and
Yeah.
stuff are still there. And you look, give me a perception check looking around at various places you might be able to cross.
Do you want me to also roll a survival?
Yes.
All right, survival is same bonus.
Tala, you can roll a knowledge nature. Because there's a
Alright.
lot of areas that look like they've got underwater plants that are
Mhm.
almost up to the surface. But depending on what you roll will depend on what else you can tell from it. Okay. So perception wise, you look around and you think that yeah, that path over there is probably your best one to try and go shallow at first. And you think about it and you actually realize that if you don't care about being really close to the gators, that just right here, there's only one spot that looks sort of deep, and it's got this giant green plant underneath it. And Tala looks at it and she goes, "Oh, you don't have to worry about that. It's really tough and dense. It'll hold your weight."
Okay.
So your boat will float across. You'll be in about just above your knee in the water the entire time, and you can cross right next to the bridge.
All right.
Anyone who's not carrying a boat can go straight over the bridge. But
All right. I'm gonna take some of my ration jerky. I'm going to cross since the boats float. I'm gonna kind of pull the one that Silverblood's carrying. I want to pull both across, but I'm going to chuck one of the rations at the gator, or like near the gator. Yes, I know it's a crocodile.
You go and
Alright.
give that thing a spicy
Make a
one?
dexterity.
No. I didn't buy those. I have jerky rations from before.
Okay.
Or make a dexterity check.
Is this a dex attack or?
You could have just threw some of that. You
Yeah,
could have just
it's
threw
a,
some of
dex
that
attack.
cheese. I'm pretty sure they would have scattered.
It's essentially
No, I don't want to piss him off. I'm
It's a-
just trying to give him some food.
yeah, it's a range attack.
Range attack. All right, let me see.
So you're trying to hit a specific point.
All right.
If you fail miserably, you'll hit a gator. Okay, you didn't. You throw it a little ways out, and the crocodiles seem to remember that you're the person who threw them their last meal. And they sort of just. And this one, who's right next to the shore,
Mhm.
just drops into the water immediately. And he's gone from sight. And the other one turns and swims after it, and a few seconds later, like the water's thrashing over there as they're like fighting for it.
Nice.
If you ever fed gators at a place, the
Oh,
way
yeah.
the water just churns over
Oh,
there.
yeah.
We could
They're
feed
way
gators in the backyard.
Yeah. Plus,
They're way too
back where
busy
I
with
was
that
at,
to bother with you guys. now.
freaking alligator adventure. We used to watch their feedings all the time.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
All right. Do I have to make any other checks to cross?
You know that'll give them gastrointestinal issues, right?
As
Because of the evil one that guy that they ate.
you cross just fine.
I'm
How
going,
is everyone else gonna cross?
While
I'm
they're
crossing
crossing?
the bridge.
or while they're crossing, look, since it takes a little while for all of them, I'm heading over to that tent. I'm going to take it because I only have one tent. This will make me have two tents.
All right,
Relax,
so you're
man,
just
your
walking
tents.
across the bridge, Rana.
Yeah, I'm going across the bridge.
What did? How did Hugo cross?
I
He
walked
went
through
through
the
the
water.
water. He's
I
got
had the two boats
nasty
to
swamp
bring.
water up to about his past his knees, just barely not high enough to soak into his boots.
So
I have to prestidigitate at the end of the day.
Tala.
Tala, that would be about neck high.
At least she'd probably swim a bit, and she's about the size of a chicken, so them gators are going to come running.
So Rana said she's crossing. The bridge creaks, but it holds.
All right. Yeah, that bridge just called
I
you
wanted
fat.
to climb on the plant.
Your toes don't touch.
You know that
I know.
Albus could just carry you through the water.
Yeah.
Tigers love water.
Yeah.
Plus, if one of the crocodiles did go for him, he would
It's
enjoy that.
nasty. You're so
Alright,
gross.
Let me
As
go
I'm
first.
walking
Go.
by, as I'm walking by, another use of my prestidigitation, she gives me a glare.
Yeah, this is filthy.
So as you go through the water, the muck in the water, like the mold, just clings to his fur. So when you get out, he's got a nice little ring that you can tell how deep he
Ugh.
went in it. All right, Silverblood, how are you getting across?
And what does he
Swamp
do
must like me
immediately?
put a ring on me.
Starts shaking. Shaking it all
As
off.
he shakes,
I am behind Hugo.
Rana immediately jumps behind you.
I immediately jumped behind Hugo whenever the tiger crossed the bridge. Soaking with water.
I go,
You go as he shakes all over. If you turn a little bit and it sort of like splats onto that cloak that you're wearing, it just runs right off it.
oh,
Like,
nice
even though it's this
hydrophonic.
goopy- Even though it's this goopy slime crap, and you also realize now that after you'd come out of the water, it just sloughed right off the cloak.
Nice.
Talk about some serious Scotch guard.
Yeah.
Silver blood.
Yes, I'm gonna.
Hands
Okay.
down.
Another.
Walk on your hands across it.
Do it.
He is gonna use all of his finesse to walk on water.
To walk on the water. Okay.
Wait, you might need that finesse.
Give
He's
me.
gonna use amazing. He's
Give
gonna
me-
tense up the atoms in his feet with the sheer
It's a
acrobatics.
DC
and just
35 per square.
No, I'm thinking about. You're gonna make it look like you run across the water. There's about 25 feet of water. Give me a jump check.
Jeez, it's
Yeah,
acrobatics
yeah.
to jump.
Give me an
Yeah.
acrobatics check. If you have a bonus to jump, then add it in. Okay.
Me and him have good acrobatics, though.
Goodness,
You-
man.
You start to run, and you're making a running start at this thing. You just bolt. You like kick straight off like you're doing a long jump, so you're not going up high, you're going like straight across, and you pump your legs to make it look like you're going over the water. And you get to about this plant, make another acrobatics roll. You start to have your foot go down, but the last second you remember what Tall said about the plant, and you just tilt your foot, so as it hits, they can't see it. That your foot actually goes under the water. You hit the plant, and you kick off, and it looks to everyone like you literally just ran across the water.
Nice.
So you
Yeah,
made
so
it.
Fancy feet.
So it looks like
I'll
you
give a slow clap.
go check out what's left of his tent. As you go over there, there's some bird inside, and it squawks at you, and then like flaps
Shit.
crazily.
Bitch.
Manages to get out the flap and flies off. It was a crane.
How the hell? There's a machine in there.
So inside,
Was
it's
it a
pretty
cat?
much how you left it. No, so yeah.
Bird.
As you go in, you see the remains of what used to be his holy book that you completely obliterated.
Evil!
He had a chest of stuff, and there's like an old nasty plate inside. He clearly didn't use much because it doesn't look like it's ever been cleaned.
Is it like a
You hope
Foot Locker
you
size
use
crate?
it.
Like, is it a small one?
Yeah, it's a crate about this big. It's got a simple, cheap padlock on it.
Ooh. Alright, we're putting that in the other boat. And I'm going to put the tent in the other boat. So now we have enough tent for the entire party. I
So you
unpinch his tent.
Dismantle,
Everyone gets a
dismantle the
Unpinch his tent.
dismantle the tent, and you take it with you.
Yoink.
All that you end up leaving is just this old mildewed bedroll that he clearly used, and other than that, you notice some torn and tattered clothes that were apparently Thomas's. You don't care.
Nope.
They're gross.
Alright.
Alright. So it's about
Chavez is kind of dumb in that he doesn't realize that Rana isn't supposed to have anything dirty and is like trying to present her with a gift of tattered clothes. And just puts it on the ground in front of her. He's just like looking up at her like, did I do good?
As I'm walking by, I'll say, thanks, kitty. And I pet him, and I take it, and I just stick it in my pocket. I get what he's doing.
Alright, so you guys are. It's late afternoon. You start looking around as you go along these old broken paths, and you're looking for a place to bed down for the night. I need some rolls. We're going to do it the same way that Vex did it during the West Marches campaign. You can each roll either knowledge nature, survival, or perception.
Alright, we'll
You
have
can
12 in
make
survival.
You can make one roll each. So somebody will be able to help somebody else, and Salbus can help with survival, but he can't be the main check.
I have a 14
Or
in
with whatever skill
perception.
you want.
I have 16 in perception.
I think you're going to be our nature
Yeah,
by
I
far.
only have,
Yeah,
have 12
I've got
in
11.
perception.
I got 11
Yeah.
in nature.
What do you got, Silverblood, for survival?
I got plus 10. Oh no, sorry. Plus 0.
Okay.
Alright, well, I'll take the survival
No.
with the 12 then.
I'll do the nature then.
I got perception.
It's not a terrible roll.
Nobody went
19?
terrible. Silverblood, Do you have survival or perception to help anybody? And what does Salvus
Thank,
has that can
thank
help?
you so much, Fart Bubbler.
Oh my gosh.
You've got the most beautiful name I've seen
Salvus
all week.
has 2 in survival,
Okay,
uh,
you want him to help
2
with
in
survival?
perception.
I should put my hat
Well,
on
my
just for that.
survival, I can help with
You should go get your
perception.
I'll
Okay,
go
so
get my hat.
Silverblood's going to help with perception, and Salvus will try to help with survival. Silverblood definitely helps. You're setting up, and it looks like a good spot, and Silverblood helps point out that there's a slightly better one that gives you a better vantage, and more than that, it's got some dry brush on several sides of it. So if anything tried to come near you in the night, you'd hear it probably. Salbus is just sniffing around while you're looking around to see what you can do to sort of camouflage your sight. And Salbus looks down and you just see him snatch something off the ground, and then he walks over and he's just got a dead bird in his mouth that he just ripped out of a nest.
Jeez.
He goes and presents it over to Hugo. Sits it at
Hugo
Hugo's
is
feet.
presenting you with a dead bird.
So
Oh, you
much
mean
harder with this headset on.
Yes. Salbus has presented you with a dead bird, Hugo.
Oh my goodness, how sweet.
And he just bounds around.
How big is it?
It's about this big. It's a big bird. It's a
Oh,
ground bird.
shit, yeah.
You're not really sure what kind of bird
I ain't
it is.
eating that.
You don't gotta eat it, but I'm gonna clean it and I'm gonna feed it to us.
So,
To at least those
you
who
guys-
will eat it.
Tala manages to help gather some food and stuff. There's some berries and things like that she points out. She also finds something else that's interesting, which is... Oh, wait, no. She has 17. So what she finds that's interesting is that the crocodiles in this area that you're in right here, they seem to be avoiding the paths themselves, and you're not really sure why. Tala can't really decide. She says it doesn't make a whole lot of sense that you should have expected to see a few more basking or sunning themselves on these paths, but you haven't really run into many of them. There's been a few here and there, but they're usually off the path somewhere. So somebody has been using these paths, is her best guess.
Somebody's been using it. Alright. And my survival don't tell me. Like, nobody's pointed out any tracks.
No, you don't see anything other than just like the regular wildlife that you'd expect in the area.
Alright. Well,
So that
going to
was
do-
how your survival sort of got you guys that bird as well, because
All right.
Salvus was trying to help.
I'm going to detect magic
You don't sense anything beyond you guys' gear.
and no evil as well.
Nothing evil seems to pop out.
Alright, fantastic. Well, I don't have any kind of alarm magic or nothing like that, so I'm going to get to set in camp. I'll pitch 2 tents.
It's quite impressive.
I know. You didn't realize
Gonna
that I
do
was
it
a
by
lizard
yourself?
man, did you?
Coral.
Coral.
Coral!
We're using Pathfinder.
Paracord.
I
Pathfinder
got
RPG.
the iPad.
So you guys set up your camp.
Alright. And I will, this is traditional full Pathfinder, yeah, doing an offshoot kind of homebrew of Galarian. Yeah, this is Sab's second time game master, and he's doing a pretty darn fantastic job. Why don't we set up camp? I'm going to, get to cooking this chicken, and it is time for our second break of the night.
Yes.
Oh, guess what?
Yes.
I can cast something that will help us out.
Alright.
Entangle. It says for anyone who enters the area.
Yeah, but it only lasts for a little bit amount of time.
Yeah.
Alright,
Uh,
we're on break.
oh, yeah.